is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We're doing a Chaos Space Marine review for you guys today. It just dropped a couple hours ago. I'm going to be working my ass off to bring you as much content as possible for 10th edition. There's so many armies that we play, and there's so many rules to go over and new additions, stuff like that. So I think each one that drops, I'm going to be doing a 3-part series. First part, HQ and leaders, second part units, third part more like vehicles and stuff like that. If it's a smaller thing like Grey Knights, I might do all of them in one shot, but for Chaos there's just so much to go over. I just spent the last 3 hours reviewing everything that I needed to review in these things to try and give you a video as soon as possible. So we're going to go in depth each card, give you my opinion on what I think is going to be looking good in 10th, kind of army collabs and stuff like that, and kind of where you're going to be spending your money on buying units for 10th edition. So just give you a little rundown. Thanks for clicking on the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, 40k Dirtbags is just all about Warhammer 40,000, not specific armies. So if you guys like 40k, definitely hit the like and subscribe button. If you guys are interested in getting in the competitive scene of 40k, we actually just have a bunch of people join from yesterday's video with Grey Knights onto the Patreon. Definitely support us over there. It's $1 a month to get early access to all the videos that we release, except ones that come out the same day like this. So sometimes we have to post videos the same day, but most of the videos are uploaded first on Patreon. And if you guys are getting the competitive scene, it's a competitive dirtbag that you guys can join up to kind of message me one-on-one on Discord, go over list ideas. I help you, kind of coach you throughout 10th edition. That's the whole point of the competitive dirtbag. So if you guys are interested, head over to that. If not, go head over to Discord because it's free, but you get to ask a lot of questions first. Patreons get responses first and stuff like that. But give you a little rundown. I did place first Grey Knights last year in the world. We're ranked number 41 in the world right now, and we're number 2 for Chaos Space Marine in the world, right behind our boy Colin. Hopefully ACO pushes me to that number 1 spot. So Colin, if you're there, definitely come up and say hi. So let's get in the video. This is going to be part 1 of a 3-part video. They're going to be posted back to back to back, just so you guys don't have to sit here for 4 fucking hours to go through everything. Okay, let's go over, let me make myself smaller for you guys, and we're going to go over the composition. So let me zoom in so you guys can see this. Okie dokie. All right, so first off, we knew most of this stuff coming into it, about like the dark packs, being able to roll that for the fight phase or the shooting phase. So every time you do one of these two, shooting or fighting, you can make a dark pack. So basically you're doing it multiple times. Somebody posted in Discord, how many times are we going to be killing our own guys? And I said, who the fuck cares? Blood for the blood god. Everybody has to die. So you get lethal hits or sustained hits in the shooting or fight phase. If you fail your leadership test, you suffer D3 mortal wounds. If you're successful, you get that pact. So lethal hits is going to be able to automatically wound on that specific dice roll, or a 6, sometimes 5s. And then sustained hits, you get to get exploding 6s. So the entire game, exploding 6s or auto wounding. So it's really good against vehicles, really good against infantry. It's just a really good combo. So that is a really, really good army rule. Lost and the Damned. So if your army is Heretic Astartes, which they did simplify 10th edition, I do have to admit that a lot of the things are very simple going into 10th edition when it comes to the keywords, and basically everybody gets to share everything. There's no core anymore. It's basically just faction and Slaanesh, Nurgle, Tzeentch, and Khorne. So if you bring any one of these guys, you can bring Khorne Berserkers, Rubric Marine, Plague Marines. You have to see the different stuff to bring them. We didn't bring them last time just because you didn't really get bonuses with them now, so you might be able to bring some more to get some bonuses. But mainly not the Rubric Marines, the Slaanesh ones are in this codex, so you can bring those without any penalties. So this is new. We didn't know this was coming up, but when mustering your army, each time you select a Heretic Astartes unit, which is literally everything, we don't know anything about the points yet, so we don't know if the points are going to be added to this or you just get it for free. We don't know, but at least every single thing in your army can pick a mark, which is really new. It's cool. So Khorne, unless it's like an epic hero and they already have, you know, the marks, but Khorne, Blood Fury in the fight phase, if this unit's weapons gain the lethal hits ability, you get a 5+ automatically wounding the target in combat. So if you do your Dark Pact and you pass, if you're Khorne, you automatically wound on 5+. So that's actually really cool. Jentzsch, Warp Fire, this is the shooting one. So lethal hits on a 5+ with shooting ranges. So there's going to be a lot of Jentzsch, I think, things in our army, because after I went over this, it's basically going to be a gun line. Honestly, guys, there's so many different lists you can build with this, but you can build literally a gun line with Chaos Space Marines and just sit back and just unload on the opponent with Abaddon full rerolls to hit and wound and everything. So lethal hits on a 5+ with Jentzsch. Nurgle, you get to get exploding 6s on a 5+ in the shooting phase. So you get to go either exploding on a 5+, wounding, shooting on a 5+, or wounding in melee on a 5+. So those are the different ones. Slaanesh in the fight phase, exploding 6s in the fight phase on a 5+. So really just depending on what you choose and where that unit's going to be going specifically, that's where you're going to be going. So every single unit that I'm using or that we're going over today on these 3 videos, you gotta in the back of your head seeing, all right, that unit would be good for Slaanesh, that unit would be good for Nurgle, that unit would be good for Jentzsch. And you also get different stratagems as well. So we'll go over those in a little bit. The Undivided, you get to reroll the hit roll of 1. So basically automatically you just get either exploding 6s, rerolls 1s, or lethal hit, reroll 1. So if you don't want to choose the thing, you just at least get reroll 1s. Now if you're going to bring Abaddon and you get full rerolls to all to hit, any one of these are going to be good. So full rerolls to hit, you're either going to get exploding 6s on 5s, or exploding 5s, or lethal hits on 5s. So it's a really good combo, guys. You cannot select Khorne keyword if you have a Psyker in the unit, but that's obvious. And then a character unit with a leader ability can only be attached to a bodyguard with that specific one. So if you have a character that's Slaanesh, it can only go in that Slaanesh unit, and vice versa. Abaddon has all the marks, so he can literally go in the Terminator unit with any mark on that. Here's a question. This was brought up in Discord. If Abaddon has all 4 marks, does that unit that it goes into then have all 4 marks? Let me know. Somebody in the comment post where you find it, and that'd be really appreciative. All right, here are the stratagems. So first one, Infernal Rites. It's a 2 CP strat. Your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase, you subtract 1 from the armor and penetration of that attack. So this isn't a -1 damage or -1 to wound, anything crazy like that. It's basically just -1 AP. So it might be beneficial if you have a ton of attacks coming in that's like AP2 or AP1, and it's going into your Terminator unit. Let's say they're in cover and you want to reduce that AP2 to AP1. You basically have a 2-up save. So this is very strategic and when you're going to be using it, but this could be used for anything that's AP2 and you're going to get cover from it. So it's a 2 CP strat. It's pretty expensive. All the other strats I was surprised are 1 CP. So having 1 CP for all of these different strats is actually huge. All right, so the next one, Profane Zeal. In your shooting phase or fight phase, one started unit from your army is selected to shoot or fight this phase until the end of the phase. Each time the model, it makes a reroll hit roll. All right, so this one's really good for Chaos Undivided in the shooting or fight phase. So if a unit is Chaos Undivided, you can instead reroll the hit roll and the wound roll. This is basically Abaddon's buff for 1 CP to anybody who's Chaos Undivided. So if you're going to be combining this with, let's say, Possessed or really just Possessed, I don't know what I'm thinking of, but anything that you really want to get a shit ton of shots off on, full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound. That's a really good stratagem right there. So that's really good. This one, in your fight phase, just when an enemy unit is selected as a target, target 1 or more attacks to this unit. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit is destroyed, so basically a fight on death for a 4+. If you're Khorne, you get it on a 3+. Now there's a lot of combos you can be doing with this, but this is like the Bile strat where you get to fight on death, but instead of a 4+, it's a 3+ if you're Khorne. So if you're just throwing units of Khorne into the enemy, 1 CP, that unit's going to be able to get fight on death on a 3+, which is pretty reliable. Yeah, so that's actually pretty cool. They're taking like all the different good strats and you're just combining it into one data sheet, but really only have 6 strats. So I think that's the whole goal of 10th edition, is really simplify everything. So in your command phase, you can bring a guy back. So one unit regains 3 lost wounds. In addition, if the unit is Jentzsch, and it's below its starting strength, 1 destroyed model, excluding characters, is returned with full wounds remaining. That combo with Terminators or even Obliterators, you can now have a 4 Obliterator squad and return one of them with full wounds and heal the other one. If they're Jentzsch, which most of the time it will be Jentzsch, because then you automatically wound on a 5+ with critical hits. So, holy shit. 1 CP, be able to bring one of these guys back every single phase if you really want to, if one of them die. So you can use your guys pretty... Oh, and fucking Oblitz or get out of line of sight shooting, which is insane. So that's really good. Also, if Abaddon gets you all these marks, your Terminators are going to be able to either fight on death. I think they lose undivided. I'm not sure if Abaddon has undivided. I don't think he does. But you get to bring a guy back. You get a fight on death. And if you're Nurgle, where the hell is that? The Nurgle one. I thought there was... Oh, right here. Sorry. It's right here. You get to not be shot within 12 inches. And then if you're Slaanesh, here's the other one. Until the end of the turn, 1 unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge the turn it fell back. In addition, the unit Slaanesh, you can advance, shoot, and charge. So this is the 2 CP strat from Black Legion where you can fall back, shoot, and charge. Now you can fall back, shoot, and charge for 1 CP. And then if you happen to be Slaanesh, you get to advance, shoot, and charge. Fuck. That is insane. Yeah, that's really, really, really good for 1 CP. It used to be 2 CP. So, Dark Obscurity. This is in the shooting phase. 1 heretic starting unit from selected. So basically, you gain the stealth ability. So you're -1 to hit. And in addition, if you're Nurgle, you can't be targeted unless you're outside of 12. Can't be targeted if you're outside of 12. So if you're doing this for 1 CP with Abaddon, Abaddon's unit cannot be targeted outside of 12 inches. If you have a Nurgle unit, just in general, they can't be targeted outside of 12 inches. So if you have a whole bunch of people hiding and you have 1 unit that's out in about, let's say it's a Havoc unit. If the Havocs are Nurgle, you can just spend 1 CP. Hey, guess what? You can't shoot me. So they're shooting from super far away. They're not getting shot back unless they're within 12. So that is fucking really, 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 really good. And it's just after the unit has selected as its target. So you don't even have to proc it in the shooting phase. Like in the beginning of the shooting phase, it's when they're targeted. So if they don't even target you, oh my god, that's so good. So you just tell your opponent, like, hey, I have a 1 CP strat, you can't target me unless you're outside of 12. So they then are probably not even going to target you because of that strat. So it saves you a CP and they still don't even get shot at. Holy shit. Oh god, that's so good. And also it doesn't say that they redirect the target. So your opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy has selected its targets, 1 heretic target unit from your army was selected as a target of 1 or more of the unit's attacks until the end of the phase. Yeah, so it doesn't say that they reselect targets. So basically, they're never going to shoot at your fucking Nurgle units. God, that is good. That is really, really good. So that is really fucking good. Maybe it's in the core rules where you can reselect a target if you can't be shot at, or lone, I don't know, whatever it may be. But saves you a CP, and they're not targeted because they're Nurgle. So here's some, they don't call it relics anymore. They call it enhancements. So Talisman of Burning Blood. Khorne model, add 1 to the attack and strength characteristic of bearer's melee weapons. Each time bearer unit makes a dark pact. Until the end of the phase, add D3 to the attacks and strength characteristics of the bearer's melee weapons. Wow, okay, so you put this on like a Demon Prince or something like that. He's going to get an extra attack and extra strength, plus D3 extra attacks and D3 extra strength. So this is going to be insane. This actually might be really good on the Master of Execution, because he's going to get precision attacks, and you put him with another Khorne unit. Like they're gonna munch. Holy shit, that is I gotta add that up. So when we get to the Master of Execution, I'll go over that. I have Jentzsch. This guy, Each time a bearer unit makes a Dark Pact, take a leadership test for the bearer. If that test passes, you gain 1 CP. So if you're not bringing Abaddon, you get the 1 CP. Are we limited to 1 CP still? Somebody let me know in the comments if we're limited to 1 CP still or not. Because if you can bring this, you basically could potentially get an extra 5 CP on top of Abaddon CP as well. So that's actually really cool. Orbs of Unlife. So at the Nurgle, at the end of the fight phase, roll d6 for every enemy unit within 6 inches of the bearer, adding 1 to the resolve of the bearer's unit to make a Dark Pact. On a 4+, suffers d3 mortal wounds. Wow. So basically you just fart, and everything within 6 inches on a 3+ takes d3 mortal wounds. So I mean it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. This elixir used to be really good in 9th edition. Now, the bearer has a Feel No Pain of 5 up. Let's go Death Guard. Each time the bearer shoots or fights, if the bearer makes a Dark Pact this phase, after the bearer has resolved those attacks, select one enemy unit that was hit by one or more of these attacks. That unit must take a Battle Shock test. So basically, you're able to get a 5 up Feel No Pain and shoots or fights. So basically, if you have a model that has really good guns or both, you get to, at the end of the phase, each time the bearer shoots or fights. Yeah, so every time you do the Dark Pact, at the end of the attacks, you get to choose one of them to take a Battle Shock test. So that's pretty cool. 5 of Feel No Pain, and they have to take a Battle Shock test at the same time. Libor Hereticus, Chaos Undivided. So this is what I didn't get, because I don't think it gives it to the unit. I think it just gives it to the model. Each time the bearer's unit, never mind, I'm sorry, it's right there. Each time the bearer's unit makes a Dark Pact, that unit's weapons gain lethal hits and sustain hits. So basically you get both until the end of the phase instead of gaining one of those abilities. Now, if you're doing it with this 1 CP right here, Chaos Undivided, you get to reroll all hit and wound rolls. And if you have this in that unit, you're going to be able to reroll all the hit rolls. And if you get any lethal hits, right? Because if it's undivided up here, you gain reroll hit rolls. All right, it doesn't really matter. So you're going to reroll all hits and wounds, all hits and wounds, and you gain both. So you get to lethal hit on 6s and exploding hits on 6s. So you get exploding 6s and any 6s automatically wound as well. And then you'll still be able to get to all reroll wounds anyway. So it's a really good combo. Libra Hereticus and the Chaos Undivided. So this with any type of that unit would be really, really good. And that's shooting and melee. Yeah. That's cool. So, all right, let's get into this. Now, we did a whole review already on like Abaddon and some of these units, but let me move myself. Okay. So I guess I should make it bigger for you guys. Hopefully that's better for you guys. Now, the combo with Abaddon is you're going to be able to pick one of these 3 abilities every single turn. Most of the time, I'm thinking it's going to be full rerolls to hit. So while friendly unit is within 6 inches of the model, each time the model makes an attack, you can reroll the hit roll. And that's for melee and shooting. So that right there is fucking insane. I'll bring this shit down. Okay, and then every time Abaddon does do a Dark Pact, so even if he just like walks up, does a Dark Pact, and then gets a shot off, on a d6, you gain 1 CP. So each time this model makes a Dark Pact and does not fail, as a resulting in a leadership test, roll d6 and you gain 1 CP. So I think it says each time this model makes a Dark Pact and does not fail. So it says anytime it's going to shoot or fight. So I think you have to be able to shoot or fight to do the Dark Pact. I'm not sure if you could just do it and not do anything, just because you have to be able to do both or one of the 2 to roll a Dark Pact. Somebody let me know. I don't think it's like a psychic phase in 9th edition where you could just cast it and throw it up in the air. I think you have to be able to shoot or fight to do the Dark Pact. In your command phase, select one of the abilities, yada yada. All right, so he has, he does have the Undivided. So look at that. He has the Undivided and all the other things. So if you want to, if he joins the Terminator unit and the Terminator unit's undivided, right? Let's say it's free. Does the Terminator unit gain all the other marks? Or do you have to specifically pick what mark you really want the Terminator unit to use and then you get that. Somebody let me know, because that would be insane if the Terminators get all 4 marks, and Abaddon gets to use any one of the powers. So again, we already went over this guy in the Chaos thing, if you but he's a fucking beast. He's got devastating wounds, hits on 2s, 8 attacks, devastating wounds with strength 14, AP 4, 3 damage. Like, he is going to kill whatever the fuck he touches. Devastating wounds with the sweep attack, 14 attacks, strength 7, AP 3, 1 damage. Yeah, really, really good. Mainly, though, I think he's going to be used as a buffer, and people aren't going to want to get near you. So here's my idea. If you just do a full gun line with Abaddon and some Terminators, like in the ruin in front of everybody, but Abaddon's within 6 inches of all the guns, he's going to get rerolls of everybody. Everybody's just going to keep shooting the entire game. And then if they get anywhere close, Abaddon just comes out, advances and charges and kills whatever the fuck is about to come near him. But that's one option. The other option is if it's infantry or mounted unit, it gets a 4-up invuln save. I was looking at the crown, and if you bring the crown, everything within 9 inches gets a 4-up invuln save anyway. So you might not have to use that one. Within 6 inches, you can reroll leadership and battle shock tests for those units. So it basically just makes you really hard to kill. It's probably really good late game if you really just want to survive and stay on the objectives. And that's it. Yeah, so his gun already has sustained hits, so you can do like the lethal hits if you want for him to shoot something. So you do the Dark Pack, lethal hits with sustained hits already. 4 shots, strength 5, AP 1, 2 damage. Not bad. He's got 9 wounds, no wound cap. I don't think there's wound cap anymore in this game anyway. OPSEC 4 by himself. Leadership 5. So roll 5 plus, you get 1 C, or 5 up, 2 up, 1 CP. He can join Terminators and Legionnaires. I was hoping for Chosen. I was hoping he can have like a Chosen squad, but I guess just Legionnaires and Terminators. So if you want him to just be a buffing leader, you just bring a 5-man Legionnaire unit, hide him in the thing, and kind of just wait for people to come to you, and he's just doing reroll to everybody in your army. This guy, we didn't use him at all in 9th edition. So you put him in with a Raptor unit. Raptors looks actually really cool with battle shock and leadership tests, but he can deep strike. He has wildest model's leading unit. Each time this model ends a charge move, this is pretty cool. Within engagement range, roll a d6 for each model in that model's unit. So you're charging a 20-man blob, you're rolling fucking 20 dice, and on a 4+, they suffer 1 mortal wound. So let's say you roll 20 dice, 10 go through the 10 mortal wounds on the charge. There's no cap to that. So if you're charging a 5-man unit, roll 5 dice, 10-man unit, 10 dice, and then if you get lucky, roll a shit ton of 4s. That's all the mortal wounds going into that unit before you even get to attack. So that's pretty freaking cool. Aura. While an enemy unit is within 6 inches of this model, in a battle shock step of your opponent's command phase, it's after you charge, after you fight, after you consolidate and pile in, then everything within 6 inches of that at that time, enemy units that are below its starting strength must take a battle shock test. This model cannot be used to take 2 battle shock tests in the same phase. So basically, as long as you kill, I guess, or wound 1 model, either to shooting or to fighting, if they're within 6 inches, they don't have to take a battle shock test most of the time because they're not below half strength. But if they just took, below starting strength, killing 1 guy, they then have to take a battle shock test. If an enemy unit is below its starting strength, it must take a battle shock test. Yeah, so if you have like a gun line and this guy's just running forward and charging in, everybody has to take a battle shock test, that's going to fuck up the opponent pretty hardcore. He's got a 3-up save, 4-up invuln save. He's got assault on his spear, sustained hits D3, range 12, 1 attack, hitting on 2, strength 8, AP 3, 3 damage. That is insane. He also has precision on his talon, which is really fucking good. 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 5, AP 2, 2 damage with precision on a 12-inch model is nuts. He's just going to be sniping out characters left and right. So the extra attacks is his Hell Spear, so 1 extra attack with sustained hits and lance ability. Strength 8, AP3, 3 damage. Wow. Okay, that doesn't have precision. But at least his talent has precision. So does he have to... Does he get both attacks? Extra... Oh yeah, so it says extra attack. So yeah, he gets it, sorry. He gets those extra attacks. So this guy actually looks good. He was okay in 9th edition. Like his rules were pretty cool, like expanding, you know, auras. But him being a part of like a 5-man raptor unit just going headhunting, get it, is going to be what this guy is going to be doing. So if you really want to put him on the table, he's a cool model. Fucking just any lord that has like a jump back is going to be really cool. So this guy could be run in 10th edition. He could join Raptors, obviously. This guy is probably going to be in my list. So this is going to be one of the guys that are going to help you out in 10th edition. He gives you a redeploy. So he is Horon Blackheart. He's a character. He's got the claw, ignores cover on his flamer. 12-inch range, D6, strength 6, AP1, 1 damage. He's got 5 wounds. He's got a 3-up save, 4-up invuln save. Exalted weapon is 6 attacks. Hitting on 2, strength 5, AP2, 2 damage, which is awesome. The claw is 10 attacks. Strength 4, AP2, 1 damage. So either a lot of attacks with AP2, 1 damage, or 6 attacks, 2 damage. That's pretty good. Yep. So next, this model leads a unit. Add one of the objective control for that unit. So you're bringing him to add to a unit for extra objective secured. So he can't deep strike, but he can kind of just move around and shit. He can join Chosen, which is awesome, and Legionaries. He's one of the few characters that can join Chosen units. So your Chosen units now gain +1 OBSEC. And here's the best part. After both players have deployed their armies, you can select up to 3 Heretic Astartes infantry. Oh, it's infantry. I thought it was everybody. Fuck. Infantry units from your army and redeploy them. When doing so, those units can place into strategic reserve, regardless of how many units that are already in strategic reserve. So after both players have deployed their armies. So damn, this doesn't say, because in the GT packet it says if you have any redeploy, you deploy your armies. You roll off, C goes first. The first person that wins the roll off then gets to choose to do the redeploy. So maybe it's the same way. If it is the same way, this guy's going to be in my list. If it's not the same way, this guy's not going to be in my list. So you have to see if you get the roll off first to then redeploy, or you have to redeploy before you get the roll off. If any of that has to happen, that's going to determine if this guy's going to be in the list or not. He's got a really cool psychic thing. Once per battle, when somebody ends their movement, advance, or fallback within 9 inches of you, of the unit, you then get to move D6 once per game. So that's also something pretty cool. So if you're trying to catch up to a unit, like they're trying to fall back, you just roll D6 and then you move up D6, or they try and charge you, you then roll D6 and you move further back to make that charge a little bit further and harder for them to get to. Plus, it also could stop them from getting shots on you. So if you're right on the other side of the wall and they move in within that 9-inch range, you then move onto the other side of the wall, potentially stopping their charge, because if they still have that 1-inch thing, you can't charge through. But you can't also be shot because now you're on the other side of the wall. So that's why he's cheeky. So I hope it's after you roll off, but if not, then this guy's probably gonna stay on the shelf. Demon Princess. So we got 2 Demon Prince options: 1 Demon Prince without wings, 1 Demon Prince with wings. So Demon Prince without wings moves 8 inches, toughness 10, 2-up save, which is awesome. Leadership 6, wounds 10, so he gained wounds, he gained a save, he gained toughness. He's got an aura. While friendly Astartes infantry unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a range attack is allocated to a model in that unit, that model has the benefit of cover. So he basically just gives cover to everybody, kind of like Mortarion. So everybody within contagion range or 6 inches of Mortarion gains cover. So he has the Mortarion gain cover thing. Each time the model shoots or fights, when resolving those attacks, you can reroll 1 hit roll and 1 wound roll. So he hits on 2s anyway for shooting and melee, so you're going to be able to reroll like 1-1. And then the wounds, most of the time you're going to be wounding infantry on 2s, so you're going to be able to reroll that 1 wound. You can give him, he's got Dark Pact, so you can Probably get exploding 6s to hit. Infernal Cannon, 24-inch range, 3 attacks, hitting on 2s, which is awesome. Strength 5, AP 1, 2 damage, which is just an awesome bonus to Demon Princes. He's got a sweep attack now, which is new. 14 attacks, 1 damage, AP 0, strength 6. So pretty good for horde clearing. And then 3 damage on his sword still. He lost an AP, but at least it's still strength 8, AP 2, 3 damage. If you make this guy Khorne, he's going to get an extra strength, so strength 9, AP 2, and then he's got 7 attacks base, plus D3. So 7 plus D3 attacks, and then strength 9 plus D3. So he could potentially be killing vehicles at that strength. So yeah, you make this guy Khorne, he's going to be pretty cool. What else does he get? Add to the strength characteristic of the Hellforged weapons. So does he not get the keyword Khorne up here? Heretic Stars unit, including army. Okay, so maybe he doesn't get... Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the fucking relic. Never mind, it's not coin, it's the relic. So you put this this relic, he's going to gain 1 and 1 strength, and then D3 and D3 strength. So let's go back to him now, and let's do some addition. So if he's Khorne, add 2 to the strength characteristic of the Hellforged sword. So this guy is going to be swinging at strength 10, 11. So he's strength 11 plus D3. So 11 to 14 strength. And he's going to get 7 to 10 attacks. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a scary motherfucker right there. But all these other ones add so 6 shots for the Infernal Cannon if you want to stay away, 24 inches. Add 1 of the toughness, or add to the move characteristic if you're Slaanesh. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's that guy. Let's go into, I mean, him having a 2-up, 4-up with cover save. It's infantry, so he doesn't get it. The Flying Demon Prince, speed 12. Let's see if they get the same thing for Khorne, because I think the Flying Demon Prince, toughness 9, 2-up save, 10 wounds, 3 obsec, has the same cannon, has the same melee profile. Each time a model ends a charge move, select one unit within engaged range, roll d6 for each of this model's remaining wounds. For each 4+, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound to a maximum of 6 mortal wounds. Here's the question. Each time this model ends a charge move, select one enemy unit within engagement range of it. Roll 1d6 for each of this model's remaining wounds. So if I charge a 5-man unit with 10 wounds remaining, I think you roll 10 dice, and on a 4+, they take 1 mortal wound, max 6. So if you're charging, you know, a 15 wound unit, 20 wound unit, 30 wound unit, you're rolling fucking 30 dice, because he's basically kamikazing at that point if he's charging 10 Terminators. But he's rolling 30 dice, and any 4+, you take 6 mortal wounds. That is insane. Holy shit. He's going to be super fun. Each time this model ends a normal or advanced move, select one enemy unit and moved over, because he has fly. They must take a battle shock test. So you select one unit, ends a move, or select one enemy. Okay, so if you fly every unit and then charge in, or fly every unit and then charge something else, you can then have them do a battle shock test. That's awesome. Each time this model ends a normal move, advance, that unit must... Okay, so you have them take the battle shock test, which if they fail, you can then... They don't get any strats. They count as 0 obsec. So this guy, to force people to do battle shock tests, especially combining them with like raptors and stuff, that's going to be a good strategy. Him with raptors. So let's see what he gets. Prince of Khorne. This model is a Khorne keyword. Add 2 to the strength characteristic of the Hellforged weapon, so he gets the same exact thing. So he gets 7 plus D3 attacks and strength 11 plus D3. Nice. Anything else you can combi with them? Exploding 6s. Yeah, exploding 6s. What else? Lethal hits. So auto wounding on 5s. Holy shit. So auto wounding on 5s. Gain lethal hits ability. Okay, so I guess you're just going to gain lethal hits. So auto wounding on 5s. And that's about it. In the fight phase, any strats, corn. Yeah, so not really. But still, that's a really, really beefy, hard-hitting Demon Prince with wings. Now remember, he doesn't have like any way to stop being shot at unless it's cover, you know, and with the cover with the fly thing, you have to go up and down now, which is really weird. So this guy's gonna have to like go around buildings even though he has fly. All right, Fabi's bio looks pretty fun to try out. So he can join a chosen unit. So he's one of the few people that can join a chosen unit. So he just buffs up that chosen unit. He is undivided, so the chosen unit has to be undivided. You cannot add a mark on the chosen unit. So legionnaires are chosen. They have to be undivided, so they gain I don't think you can add enhancement on this guy, but if you spend the one strat, you get to reroll all hits and wounds because you're undivided. So if you have a chosen unit charging in, they get to spend 1 CP, reroll all hits and wounds during that. So that's pretty cool. Cory gets Feel No Pain of a 5+. I don't know if this transfers to the unit. I don't think it does. I think that he just has a Feel No Pain of 5+. But if he joins a unit, that unit gains +1 to the strength and toughness. So now you're chosen, you're going to be toughness 5, I believe. I haven't checked out the chosen. Toughness, I think it's toughness 4, so they go up to toughness 5. And you add 1 to the strength. So the strength 4, strength 5 if they have, hold on, let me go down chosen. Okay, it's even better. So it's toughness 5, strength 6, because the cursed weapons are strength 5. So the strength 6 now, AP2 1 damage, and with the chosen they can advance and charge or fall back and charge, which is holy shit. So this guy goes in that unit, he gets to advance and charge. He's got a pistol, anti-infantry on a 2+, 3 shots. So he can't shoot the pistol, but at least he can shoot in combat. AP1 2 damage, and he's got extra attacks, 2 extra attacks, Rod of Torment, 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 5, AP1 3 damage. Holy shit. This unit attached to the unit at the start of the battle. Until the end of the battle, add 1 of the strength and characteristics of melee weapons equipped by the bodyguard models. Add 1 of the toughness of the bodyguard models in the unit. Okay, so he doesn't get the +1, but strength 5, AP1 3 damage that he can advance and charge. Wow. Okay. Once per turn, so each person's turn, when an attack is allocated to a model in this unit, contains Fabi's bottle, that change damage characteristic to a 0. So once per turn, when an attack is allocated to a model in this unit, if this unit contains Fabi's bottle, you can change, so you can choose when you change that damage characteristic to 0. So if you have a huge damage 3 weapon, damage 12, 14, 20 something devastating wounds, I wonder if you can stop the devastating wounds. You can change the damage characteristic of that attack to 0. All right, so your fucking big ass knight shoots this 24 devastating wound shot into my unit. It is now 0. So that seems pretty cheeky. And the first time this unit's Fabius Bottle is destroyed, so this is going to help out with precision as well, because if they have precision coming into Fabius Bile, on a D6 on a 2+, you set it back up on the battlefield. The first time this unit is destroyed. Yeah, so I think it's just once per game. So the first time, you get to bring it back and set him up on the battlefield. Pretty cool. So that's going to be an awesome unit charging in. If he was possessed, that'd be cool, but it's only chosen. He's speed 6, possessed would just fucking run past him anyway. So he's going to be able to advance and charge. He gives him +1 strength, +1 toughness, and he can't die. I mean, he can, but then he'll come back on a 2+. That's awesome. Yeah, I kind of want to buy Fabius Bio now just for that shit. Yeah, that's that's really cool. Alrighty, let's go over Cypher, my boy. So this guy, I was running a little bit in 9th edition. He has the Dark Pact. He's lone operative, so you can only shoot him outside. You can't shoot him outside of 12 inches. He's got bolt guns, which are only range 12. I think they were 18 before. He's got assault, so you can still advance and shoot them. Pistol, so you can shoot them in combat. You can shoot both of them as well. Sustained hits 1. So he's got exploding 6s and exploding 6s. So you can do Dark Pack and get auto wounding if you want to. 6 attacks, AP 1, 1 damage, strength 4. Or 3 attacks, strength 8, AP 3, 2 damage. AP 3 in this game is nuts. All right, so those are his pistols. Close combat weapon, just basic. Once per battle, after your opponent uses a stratagem, and this doesn't say that it can't be a core stratagem. So basically, if they use a reroll, you can then use this Agent of Discord and have that reroll count as 2 CP. So if you use the reroll for any reroll to advance, charge, save, attack, damage, I think it's all under one category. You use this, and now that counts as 2 fucking CP. So it's like an FU. You can't do any rerolls for the rest of the game unless it's going to cost you 2 CP. Or if there's like one stratagem that they're going to be using most of the time, like bringing a character back or bringing a guy back, like an apothecary, something like that. So anything that you really want to stop them from doing, it's going to cost 1 extra CP. So that is kind of busted, honestly. Also, what's really fun, he used to have transcendent built in, but the lone operative kind of helps. The thing that's funny is if you put him near like a Terminator unit or some other unit that's in combat, each time an enemy unit is selected to shoot, if one or more of those attacks targets a friendly Astartes unit within 3 inches of this model, so basically he's just sitting in the middle of a whole bunch of units, and he's got to be within 12 inches because he can't shoot outside 12. After that enemy unit has finished making its attacks, this model can shoot as if it was the shooting phase, but when doing so, it must target only that enemy unit and only if it's an eligible target. What? So, I mean, he's gonna die, honestly, if he gets shot at. He's got a 3-up, 4-up with 5 wounds, toughness 4. So, I think it works for him as well, because he is a Heretic Astartes unit. So if somebody targets him or anybody within 3 inches of him, he can then shoot back at them as if it was the shooting phase. So yeah, that's really good. That's cool to kind of play around with. So if you have him, like let's say in between like a Terminator brick or something that's like really far forward, or in combat, let's say he gets into combat with somebody else and he's only tied with one guy. If other people are shooting in that same combat, he's just shooting the same unit over and over and over and over again, because he's got pistols. So, and sustained hits on the pistols as well. So, seems good. I think just this right there, like that's going to make people hate you, making the rerolls count for 1 more. Yeah, so he's cool. I'm glad I got him. I got to paint him. But this guy everybody's talking about, so he gained 2 movement. He's movement 8 now because he's one of the only people that can be attached to a possessed unit. So you can make him a possessed unit. I'm sure you can run multiple of these guys. He's not epic, right? Nope, he's just a leader. So he can use Dark Pacts. He's got 3-up save, 5-up invuln save, 4 wounds. So I think he lost a wound. A bolt pistol. So he can't shoot a pistol and these at the same time. Or can you, because they're pistols? No, I don't think you can because they're pistols. I don't know. Somebody let me know if you can shoot both of them in combat. Right of possession. So anti-psyker 2+, and precision. So anytime they have a psyker in a unit or Grey Knights, you're going to be able to wound them on a 2+. Pistol, 2 shots, precision. So basically, if you overcharge it, hazardous, it's strength 6, AP 3, 3 damage. So potentially 6 damage if it goes through on a model, wounding on a 2+. So that is insane. You're just sniping out bitches left and right. Having 3 of these guys just running forward is going to be nuts. Also, anti-psyker 2+ with his staff. I know he used to be good against psychers. He used to force them to take warp perils every single time he attacked. But hitting on 3s, strength 6, AP 1, D3 damage. While this model is leading a unit, add 1 to the advance and charge rolls made for that unit. This model has a feel no pain of 6+. So models in the unit, like Possessed, have a now 6+ feel no pain. So it's a 3-up, 5-up, 6-up. They get +1 to their advance rolls and +1 to their charge rolls. So if this guy comes in from reserves with a Possessed unit, the Possessed have a 8-inch charge. Once per phase. Once per phase, when this model is selected to shoot or fight, it can use this ability. If it does, this model unit suffers 1 mortal wound at the end of the phase. Each time this model makes a psychic attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Add 1. Oh my god. So you're hitting on 2s for 1 mortal wound. So you're hitting on 2s, and that's melee as well. Hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s, 2 shots. So potentially able to snipe somebody out 18 inches away. So basically coming in from reserves, he's going to snipe out a fucking character, a psychic character from the side, right? And +1 to wound, so wounding on 2s most of the time. So hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s with Dark Pack. So exploding 6s. Fuck. That's awesome. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this guy's really, really good. So, all right. So you bring in like a 5-man possessed unit from the side, or a 10-man possessed unit. You can give the possessed unit Slanesh if you want to, so that way they can advance and charge. Same with him, he can advance and charge, advance, shoot, and charge, and he gets +1 to advance rolls and charge rolls. So their speed 9, right? I think you can put him in a Rhino or a Land Raider. I think. Okay, so Land Raider, they can hold up to 12, so you can put 5 possessed and 1 master possession into that Land Raider. So they disembark 3, they go 9, so 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, math. So 12-inch move, advance D6 +1, so let's say 4-inch advance. So that's 12, 16-inch move, and I make sure the master possession isn't falling behind because he's 1 less speed than them. So you put like the master possession up front when they advance, so that way they can, not go past them. And they get +1 to charges as well. So they have, out of a Land Raider, right behind a building or whatever, wherever the fuck you want to put it, turn 1. Let's say you have, I don't know the deployments, but let's say the 9-inch circle is still there. I don't know if it is, but they're moving and advancing potentially 4 plus 10. No, sorry, math. 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 4, 16 inches. So 16 inches they're advancing out of the fucking Land Raider and then charging +1. Holy shit. That's turn 1, guys. Yeah, that's really good. Wow. Okay. Fuck. All right. That's scary. So we're gonna have to be facing that as well. Cool. So that's that guy. I definitely would be suggesting bringing this guy with the possessed unit, because even just a 5-man unit coming out turn 1 is gonna be nuts. Okay, Chaos Lord. They look okay. I looked at some of the Chaos people. The one I'm excited about is the Sorcerer. But movement 6, toughness 4, 3-up save, 4-up invuln, so 3-up, 4-up, wounds 5, leadership 6, 1 OBSEC. He is once per battle round, 1 unit from your army that has the ability to target a stratagem for 0 CP. 1 unit from your army with this ability can target with a stratagem 0 CP. So basically you can like interrupt for 0 once per battle round if another unit from your army has already been targeted with that stratagem this phase. All right, cool. So you can basically do it twice. So you can have 2 interrupts if you really want to, which is cool. So that's cool just to have it built in. Once per battle at the start of the fight phase, this model can use this ability if it does until the end of the phase, improve the strength, attack, armor pen, and damage of the melee weapons equipped by this weapon by 1. So he's just going to go ham for once per battle. So what can he have? He can have devastating wounds on the demon hammer. He can have a power fist. So he's going to be able to have 1 strength, attack, armor pen. So he's going to have 6 attacks. Oh shit! So you combine this with the Coen, right? He has Dark Pact, which is going to be auto wounding on 5s. Coen, you get +2 strength, +2 attack, plus D3. No, +1 strength, plus. Okay, so here we go. He is going to be. Let's just say Demon Hammer, right? I guess devastating wounds. You kind of don't want that. +1 attack, +1. All right, because he doesn't get +1 to his attack roll. So we're gonna go Power Fist. So he's got a Power Fist, right? He's got 6 attacks plus D3. So 6 plus D3 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Strength 8, 9 plus D3. So strength 9 plus D3. AP 3, 3 damage. So whatever he touches, he might be able to kill a whole squad by himself. Yeah. So he once per game, he's just going to walk up and just gone. Terminator's going to have a 4-up invuln save, so 50-50, you're going to kill half the squad. That's not bad. I mean, 3 devastating demon hammers on a 6. Yeah, it's okay. It's cheeky, but that's the Demon Lord. So he can be a part of Chosen, which is cool, and Legionnaires. So you want like a crazy Coen berserking Chosen unit, do that, and some Legionnaires. Alrighty. Each time it attacks, before selecting, select one of the profile attacks. All right, cool. I thought you can make 2, but you can't. All right. Chaos Lord and Terminator armor. He can be led with Terminators, obviously. Once per battle round. So same thing. You can do a 0 CP strat. Each time attack is allocated to this model, have the damage characteristic to that attack. Each time attack is allocated to this model. So I guess if he has precision coming at him, it's halved. So he's kind of a little tanky, especially with precision. He's got 6 wounds, which is huge. Toughness 5, 4-up invuln save, so 2-up, 4-up, and he has any damage coming into him. He's got the anti-infantry 4+ devastating shots, chain fist on a 3+ for against vehicles, twin linked on his curse weapons, power fist. All right, so he's cool. It's weird that they don't have any combi meltas anymore. They're all just combi weapons. So all the meltas and shit that I put on all my characters or all my models, especially the Terminator unit, combi plasma, combi meltas, it's literally just combi weapons now. Okay. But at least it's anti-infantry 4+, so you get to kind of do mortal wounds on 4+. All right. So that's him. Let's get into Sorcerer. Sorcerer, if he's leading a unit, it's -1 to hit for a unit of Chosen and Legionnaires. And then each time this model is selected to shoot or fight after resolving its attack, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of these attacks that had the psychic ability. The unit must take a leadership test. If the leadership test is failed, they take D3 mortal. So, yeah. Devastating wounds. It does D6 shots, 24-inch range, hitting on 3s, strength 6, AP2, D3 damage. So that's not bad. And then anytime they are hit, they have to take a leadership test to potentially take D3 more mortal wounds. So he's okay. Nothing really stands out too much. Like it's potential D6. So D3 for each one that goes through. I mean, it's AP2. It's pretty good if you do the hazardous roll. Yeah. All right. Let's go into my boy. So this is a guy that you're going to be comboing with a lot of different units. So I'm thinking him with Deep Strike, coming down and hitting something within 12 inches. So he's toughness 5, 5 wounds, 2 up, 4 up. He's got the combi weapon if you want. Rapid fire, so within 12 you're going to be shooting, to this anti-infantry 4+. Infernal Gaze, Psychic has it. So same thing as before. Like it's the same ability the other sorcerer has, except he's in Terminator armor. But while this model is leading a unit, you can re-roll advance and charge rolls made for that unit. So if you're leading a unit of Terminators, and let's say you make him and then Slaanesh, they can advance and charge. He gets to re-roll the advance and charge rolls. So that unit's going to be super fast going across the table. Or if he comes in from Deep Strike, you can at least get a free reroll charge. So you have a 9-inch charge, you get a free reroll of that charge. Or if you just want to put him on the table, he can at least advance and charge out of that. If you want to put him in a Land Raider, you have 5 Terminators with him. They get to advance for 1 CP with the Slaanesh keyword. So they can advance, shoot, and charge. So they advance, let's say they can reroll the advance. So let's say you get a 4 on average for the advance roll. So you're speed 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you're 12-inch Terminators, and then you still get to charge after that. So the Terminators are getting 12 inches out of the Land Raider, shooting, and then charging. Cool, but the main reason we're going to be using him is to combi this right here. So Death Hex used to be getting rid of invuln saves. Now it's just even better. At the start of your shooting phase, one Psyker with this ability can use it. If it does, select one enemy unit within 12 inches and visible to that Psyker and roll a d6. On a 1, the unit takes d3 mortals. That's fine. On a 2+, until the start of your next movement phase, each time an attack targets that enemy unit, improve the armor penetration of that attack by 1. Holy shit. This guy is going to be huge in the list. So basically, he's just going to deep strike down, say, you over there, 12 inches away, my entire army is now +1 AP against you on a 2+, against you until my next movement phase, which then I get to choose another fucking target. So holy shit. Just think about that, guys. You have a big blob squad, you have a big, tank that you really want to kill, whatever it may be. Your entire army, right? It says until the start of your next movement phase, each time an attack targets that enemy unit, improve the armor penetration characteristic by 1. It does select one enemy unit. I'm just trying to make sure I read this right. So basically, your entire fucking army gets +1 AP shooting and charging that unit. So let's say you're going to kill this unit to the left, right? But you're going to charge this unit to the right. Well, great. I'm going to select that unit to the right because I'm going to charge you and get +1 AP on all my attacks. And you're going to still shoot and blow up the unit on the left. So you're going to shoot and kill the unit on the left pretty easily because you had everything lined up. And then that unit to the right now is going to get charged and is neutered. Let's say they don't die. Well, then guess what? They still have, you still have +1 AP again in the next combat phase until the next movement phase. Oh my God. Can you do this twice? Like, can I bring Abaddon and just 2 sorcerers and just come down and do this twice? Somebody let me know if you could do Death Hex Psychic twice, because it doesn't say, before you could only do the same power once, same psychic power. Fuck. Once per battle, the bearer, you can, oh my God. So once per battle, when attack is allocated to the bearer, you can change the damage characteristic to 0. This guy is just insane. Fuck, this might be one of the best characters to bring in Chaos Space Marine. 100%. Lucius, super fun. There's so many characters now. Like before, you're like, all right, there's maybe 3 characters I really want to bring every single list. Now you can potentially bring every single character if you really want to and make a list around it. Like we're talking Fabius Bio, Lucius, Sorcerer, Lord, the Jump Pack guy, Abaddon, like anybody you really want to play with, you can play with. You can make this really lore bound, or really whatever models you have painted or you really want to run, you can play these characters in the list. And again, sorry, we're at 59 minutes, guys. I apologize. We're making this in a 3-part video. This is going to be the first part. The next part is going to be more units, and the next part is going to be tanks and vehicles and stuff like that. So, all right, Lucius the Eternal. 6-inch move, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 3 up save, 4 up invuln save. He is Slanesh. You can only put him in Slanesh unit. You can add him to Noise Marines or Legionnaires. He's got Doom Sign, which is a flamer, auto hitting, strength 6, AP 1 damage. Duelist Sword and Lash of Torment. Precision. Awesome. Fucking 8 attacks as a precision attack. This unit that he goes into can advance and charge with precision. So he's 8 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 5, AP 2 damage. If you target a unit, it's now AP 3. I'm just going to add that for the rest of the game. Just add AP 1 more to all these attacks. AP 3, 2 damage. So he has Dark Pack as well. He has Fight First. Shit. So do Core, does that mean that the unit gains those abilities? Because again, if that's true, then Fabius Bile gains 5 up Feel No Pain to that unit. Fuck, somebody let me know in the comments, because I really want to look it up, but I want to keep going. While this model is leading a unit, models in that unit has the Fight First. Oh, there you go. Duh. All right, so this says models in that unit have the Fight First ability. So that unit is now going to have Fight First. So if they charge you, you get to fight before they fucking do. So this unit's going to be insane. They don't want to charge you. So this is also cool. Each time this model is destroyed by an attack made by an enemy unit, that unit must take a leadership test. If the test is passed, the unit suffers D3 mortals. If the test is failed, that enemy unit suffers D6 mortals. If the mortal wounds inflict in this way destroy that enemy unit, set this model back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where it's destroyed and not engage in range of any models with D3 models remaining. If this model is attached to a unit when it's destroyed, set it back up in the unit. So this is lore based, right, guys? Because anytime somebody kills him, he takes over that model. So if a unit kills him, let's say with precision, and they have, let's say, 2 wounds, you can then roll or they have to take a leadership test. If they pass, you still take D3 mortal wounds. Then let's say you roll 2. That one guy in that unit dies if they don't have mortal wound saves, and then you set him back up in the unit that just died. And let's say that unit had 1 wound remaining on a guy when they shot you, which wouldn't be smart. You then take D3 mortals. That guy dies. Lucius gets set back. Each time this model is destroyed by an attack. So basically, it only happens once. So if you fail to kill that model that killed him, you won't be able to get set back up. So there is a way to get around this guy if you play it right. So if you have precision and you're trying to kill this guy, you basically shoot the precision shots, and hopefully you either pass your leadership test to only take D3, and if I roll 1, you then survive and he doesn't get back up. Or you have like a 4 up mortal wound save on your unit or something. Like if you have any type of mortal wound saves, that's the unit that wants to kill Lucius Bile. So this guy is Trickster to try and kill him. And you kind of use him really aggressively because the unit has Fight First. He has Fight First. He has Precision. And you can advance and charge with the unit with 1 CP. Yeah. Oh, and he has Exploding Sixes on 5s. So Exploding Sixes on 5s. Holy shit. That's insane, guys. Okay. Disco Lord. I really want to skip over this guy. Sadly, I just have my mine painted. It is now going up on the shelf. It is going to be a really cool looking paperweight. Fuck. Movement 10, toughness 9, 2 up, 5 up, 10 wounds, leadership 6, 4 OPSEC. Lost 2 movement. Gained 1 wound. Gained 3 toughness, maybe. So the Balefire Tomb ignores cover. Range 12. Lost 6-inch for his flamer. D6 plus 3, strength 6, AP 1 damage. Lost 1 AP. Magma Cutter. I don't even care. Bladed Limbs, extra attacks. Lost 2 attacks. Yeah, lost 2 attacks. Lost 2 attacks, lost 1 AP. This one lost 2 attacks, lost 1 AP. This one anti-vehicle 2+. I don't even care, guys. This guy is just so fucked. Once per turn, at the start of your opponent's shooting phase, select one enemy vehicle within 12. Okay, that unit must take a leadership test. If passed, until the end of the phase. If the test is passed until the end of the phase, each time the model in the unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Test is failed, is not eligible to shoot. Okay, cool. At the start of the shooting phase, select one enemy vehicle within 12 inches of this model. Until the end of the phase, each time the friendly heretic star's model makes an attack, target, reroll a wound, roll 1. Sorry, guys. He lost the +1 to wound on his main attacks. He lost AP. He lost +1 damage against vehicles. He lost speed. He lost the lookout, sir. So I am not, unless I'm missing something, somebody let me know, but I'm not running the Disco Lord at all. This guy is just super sad. He was my favorite, super scary. Now he's not scary. I mean, if you think about it, you give him Slanesh, he can advance and charge maybe. I don't know if it's specific to infantry or whatnot, but he's not going to really do anything in combat. Yeah, not exciting. All right, Warpsmith I think is gonna be cool because if you're building a gun line with all the vehicles in the back shooting super far, this guy is gonna be able to buff the vehicles and heal them at the same time. So we'll go over the vehicles in the next video. But movement 6, toughness 4, 2-up save, 2-up, no invuln save, but 2-up save. He's got a bunch of shit. So he's got a plasma, melta, flame, exalted weapon, and Warhammer. So you get to pick one of these two. Strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage, devastating wounds, which is awesome. Or just 4 attacks, strength 6, AP 2, 2 damage. Here we go. While this model is within 3 inches or more heretic starting vehicle units, this model has a lone operative ability. So you can't shoot him with 12 inch. So he doesn't have to join a unit. He basically just sits back behind the vehicles and just keeps buffing them and healing them, and he can't be shot at outside of 12 inches. So this guy is actually really cool to bring in your list. I actually have to go buy one now, maybe 2 or 3. In your command phase, so in your command phase, select one friendly vehicle within 3 inches of this model. That vehicle regains D3 mortal 3 wounds, and until the starting next command phase, you get +1 to the hit roll. So you're boosting, hitting on most of the time 2s now with your vehicles. So I'm thinking him next to a Venom Crawler. 12 shots hitting on 2s, exploding 6s. Exploding 6s on 5s, I think, if you're Jentzsch or Slanesh. Jentzsch. Fuck. One of the things, you get exploding 6s or 5s. You get exploding 5s, hitting on 2s. Full rerolls with Abaddon. If you kill a unit, you add 1 to the attack. What? And then at the end of the movement phase, select one enemy vehicle within 12 inches. That must, so sweet. At the end of your movement phase, so basically you move up or advance, target a unit within 12, and then you have to take a battle shock test. Vehicle unit, so it doesn't mean like a vehicle walker unit, right? So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that guy's awesome. So he's gonna definitely help out with the vehicles coming in. You can attach him if you really want to like a Havoc unit or a Legionnaire unit, but probably Havocs. So because they're gonna be sitting in the back and he's just gonna be in the unit, buffing the unit, but you don't have to because he has the lone operative. But it stops him from getting, I guess, targeted who ignores lone operatives. I don't know. He's gonna be cool. Depending on the points, definitely run a couple of these guys. Exalted Champions. So while this model is leading a unit, each time the model in the unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. So he's going to be +1 to hit for any unit. But like sure, there's so many other characters that you want to bring in this now, depending on how many points he is. But he can definitely do some damage in combat. Each time this model makes a dark pack until the end of phase, add D3 to the strength of this weapon. So basically, you're going to be strength 5 plus D3 to the strength. So exalted weapon, he has 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 5, most of the time strength 6 to 8, AP 2, 2 damage. and everybody in the unit is sitting on +1 to hit. You can add them to a chosen unit. Yeah, so chosen or legionnaires. And you can attach this model above. Oh, cool. So if the unit already has, so this makes it a little bit better. I didn't see this part. So you can attach this model to a unit even if they already have a character in that unit. So you're not going to have 2 Exalted Champions attached to it. If you do, that bodyguard unit is destroyed. The leader units attached to become separate units. You cannot have 2 Exalted Champions attached to it. If you do... Oh, okay, sorry. So if there's characters in the unit and the unit dies, they then go off by themselves. But let's think about this. If you add him to a chosen unit with Fabius Bile, that chosen unit now is strength 6, hitting on 2s. I don't know if chosen hits on 2s already. I'm just going to assume they hit on 3s. Now they hit on 2s. Rerolling all hits, all wounds, exploding 6s. If they're undivided, which I think they have to be with Fabius Bile, they reroll all hits and wounds. Fuck. And then if the Sorcerer Terminator gives them +1 AP, they're going to be AP probably 3, either 2 or 3. Like, see the combos, guys? This is going to be nuts. So I do have that model. I wasn't using him as an Exalted Champion. I was using him as chosen models. Like I have like 6 or 7 of these guys. So you can just attach him, you know, for maybe an extra 50, 60 points. I don't know how many points he's going to be, but he's definitely going to hit pretty hard in combat. And he is adding 1 to the hit roll. And just making an attack. So it's actually shooting as well. Wow. Okay, so each time it makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. That's really cool. So can't be in Terminator units, but at least with the Chosen, you can beef up your Chosen pretty hardcore. I guess even if you want to go like a super 10-man Legionnaire unit, you could do that too. All right, Dark Apostle, I'm not quite sure what people are thinking about this guy. I looked at it over him really quick, and it just seems like he's nothing crazy. I used to give out Trans-Hitman, now it doesn't do that anymore. While it's leading unit, makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. So +1 to wound, and you can't attach him to anything else that already has a... I mean, I guess you can. So if he's with a chosen unit, that chosen unit's going to get +1 to wound. Yeah, and that's it. So they're going to get +1 to wound. They're going to hit on 2s with +1 to wound. Once per battle, at the start of any phase, you can select 1 friendly unit from the battle shock within 9 inches. That unit is no longer battle shocked. Okay. At the start of the fight phase, contains 1 or more Dark Apostle. So the little guys. On a 2 to 5, the unit suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 6, take D3 mortal. So basically, you're just sacrificing your little guys to do potentially mortal wounds to the unit. So I thought it would do more mortal wounds, but I probably wouldn't be doing this because I'd rather have the units. Yeah, so if you really want +1 to wound, you just add this guy to a unit, and then they potentially could advance and no. So I'm like thinking if you do him with okay, yeah. So if you go like Slaanesh, right? They can advance and charge. They hit on 2s. They get +1 to wound. He's going to be able to hit on 2s automatically. Strength 6. AP 1, 2 damage, so he's going to hit pretty hard. He's got a 3-up save, 4-up invuln save. Yeah, so I mean, if you want the +1 to wound, you can bring this guy. He's not going to be in a Terminator unit, but at least chosen. Cultists are going to get +1 to wound. A Cursed Cultist, shit. So a Cursed Cultist, I think a Cursed Cultist with the Dark Commune right here. Can you add the Dark Commune with somebody else? No. Okay, so Dark Commune, I think you can actually bring now in 10th edition. So if you bring this guy with a Cursed Cultist... Wow, hold on, pause. All right, so if you add these guys to an Accursed Cultist unit, like let's say you add him to the Cursed Cultist unit, they're going to get +1 to wound. So those Accursed Cultist guys are going to be +1 to wound the entire time. If you make them Slaanesh, they can advance and charge with +1 to wound. If you make them Khorne, they're going to like hit really hard and then +1 to wound. Auto wounding on 5s, like it's going to be such a crazy combo. Everybody gets dark packs. So these guys, Dark Commune. They're such cool models. Like this guy they're so fucking cool looking. You got your Lord of the Rings guys over here. I'm definitely going to get a box of these guys, put them together and get them on the table. But they, while this model's leading a unit, the unit has a 5-up invuln save. So your Cursed Cultists, right here, are going to have a 5-up invuln save with a Feel No Pain of 6+. And you get to destroy either 3 little guys or bring guys back, 3 little guys or 1 big guy every single command phase. Like, holy shit. So, and also they're AP1. You can make them AP2 if you have the Sorcerer. Weapon skill 3, so I think it's +1 to hit, so you're hitting on 3s. Dark Packs, you're going to be exploding 6s or auto wounding. Oh man, so many combos, so much shit to try out. All right, so let's go back to here. 5-up invuln save for the squad. Once per battle in your command phase, if this unit contains a dark whatever model, it can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the turn, this unit can declare a charge. So you don't even have to make them slash. Once per game, they can just advance and charge. Add 1 to the hit roll as well, and 1 to the wound roll. Holy shit. So +1 to wound, +1 to hit, +1 to wound. So you're wounding on most of the time 3s, now 2s. And you're going to get hitting on 3s with exploding 6s. Full rerolls if you're with an Abaddon. Wow. And then if you have the icon, each time the bearer's unit takes a leadership test, you get to reroll the test. So that's really cool too. Devastating wounds on the staff, D3 damage. Commune Blade, so I think there's 2 of these guys. They get 2 attacks, hitting on 3s with that once per game. Strength 4, +1 to wound, AP2, 1 damage. And they have a Witchfire, hazardous, sustain hits 2, 18-inch range, 3 attacks, strength 5, AP1, 2 damage. So these guys were first unplayable, and now they're going to be leading your Cursed Cultist unit across the table and just fucking unloading on people. And that is all so I think we're going to call it here, guys. We're already at 1 hour and 16 minutes in. So let me know in the comments, stop, pause, comment. Let me know what you're super excited about for the characters. Head over to Discord, go join Patreon if you guys are interested in getting the competitive play. And also the next video is going to be coming up. Stay tuned for it. It might be posted right after this. It might already be up. Just go look for it. I'm going to try and link it in the next video. But you might have to search for it. Go over to the channel. It should be on there. And if you're on Discord, it'll be posted on there as well. So hit the like, subscribe so these videos actually pop up for you guys. Here comes the next part 2 of this video. I appreciate it. Thank you all my Dirtbag Patreons on Dirtbag Nation. You guys are fucking awesome. Let's get into this. 10th edition is going to be insane for this army. I can't wait to do all the other armies that we play. Appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video, part 2.